My favorite feeling in baseball is the one that I experience while running down the first base line after hitting a ball into the gap of the field. During this 4.5 second straight line mad dash, I feel free, accomplished, and excited. I can feel these three important feelings each day that I play baseball, regardless of what is happening in my life outside of the field. Whether it's homework, projects, heavy workloads, tragedies, or any other possible source of stress, I think we all can agree that stress is something that we should do our best to avoid. Although at times this task may seem impossible, there's always time to set aside to escape that stress. Through experience, I believe that these discomforts that are brought upon ourselves from stress should be viewed as temporary matter. We can combat these discomforts through hobbies that benefit us as human beings. My hobby that I go to is baseball. Baseball season has a complex schedule. 1 hour workouts in the fall and 2.5 hour practices in the spring. Now, that doesn't really sound too complex, but to the traditional TMI athlete, that is a common athletic schedule. This same schedule translates to going to the practice or a game, going home to study and work on homework, and hopefully ending with a good night's rest. That is what the life of a student athlete entails here at TMI. At first, this schedule seemed pretty stressful. You can tell there isn't too much room for downtime, which is unfortunately stressful to many of us. Fortunately, during my junior year, I learned that this outlook was not the best. One day after practice, Coach Davis took our team aside on the field and explained a very valuable mental approach. Coach Davis told us that we are out here on the baseball field for 2 hours every day, 5 days a week. While we're out here on this field, nothing going on in our lives matters. We are in a safe environment playing baseball for 2 hours. Of course, once we leave the field, these very real stressful events are present once again. But these stressful events can be diminished in their level of stress if you involve yourself in that hobby for a small amount of time every day. Now, the point of a travel talk is to give the audience something that everyone can relate to and take away from today. I'm pretty confident that 96% of you guys have no standing relationship with baseball. That doesn't mean you can't find another hobby or sport to allow yourself to engage in. Baseball is just my hobby, and my example here. You could go read a book, go for a swim, go for a run, or even go for a bike ride. You could draw, paint, or sing. I'm sure that everyone in this room has a significant hobby. I want you to practice that hobby of yours more daily if possible. Set aside a scheduled time slot that you can look forward to every day. Doing this can help make your day more meaningful, maybe even improve work or classroom performance, and that's just the icing on the cake. The real benefit of setting aside the scheduled time is the opportunity to disconnect from any external stress, relax, and have fun doing what you enjoy. I honestly do not feel stressed out about school or the workload that comes with it. I attribute this to my passion for baseball, also known as my hobby. Oftentimes, I hear my peers complain about the stress that they face at home. With confidence, I believe that an everyday schedule for someone who faces this proclaimed stress would look something like this. You go to school for 8 hours. You then go home and spend your time eating dinner, procrastinate for an hour, and then you finally get started on your work, which is more than likely to do the next day or two. Now, I don't mean to call anyone out, I just want to highlight the reasons behind your stress. In this case, it's a single reason. You have no allocated time to give yourself the opportunity to relax and disconnect. This is where the importance of finding a hobby comes in. Now, I'm not saying that practicing a hobby every day for a small amount of time will be the end-all be-all answer to your stress, but I can promise you that it will certainly help a great majority of it. I'm very thankful for the speech that Coach Davis has given us multiple times. This speech has done wonders for my outlook on life. High school would have appeared to have been much harder than it really was without it. I strongly encourage each and every one of you to appreciate the freedom and choices that you get to make when the opportunities are present. Taking them for granted is what leads us to these stress-filled days. Homeworks, projects, due dates, tests, quizzes, you name it, no one enjoys them. But that doesn't mean we have to beat ourselves up over them. At the end of the day, there will always be a tomorrow, and any consequence that you fear or stress that you stress yourself over is more than likely temporary. So keep that in mind next time you freak out over missing a turn and due date. I'm not saying you should miss your turn and due dates frequently, but when it does happen, just remember that whatever exaggerated consequence that you have in your head is not as bad as it seems. During these past 2 weeks, the entire community has faced many hardships that make our hobbies appear to be a thing of the past. Times like these are when we need our hobbies the most. It pains me on the inside, not knowing if I'm ever going to get to play another high school baseball game, but that doesn't stop me from exercising my hobby. These past few days, I have been doing nothing but watching and practicing anything baseball related. When I step into my homemade pitching sanctuary in my backyard, I am filled with an immense feeling of hope. I am again hopeful that things will go back to normal soon. I am hopeful that my friends and I will be able to step back onto the field and continue that state playoff run we all know we're capable of doing. Times like COVID-19 are when we need to practice our hobbies the most. These are not times to ignore our passions because of panic. They are times to celebrate them and use them as fuel to move on. Stress is something that we all deal with at one point in our lives. Oftentimes, this stress can be easily reduced through sports, hobbies, or activities that disconnect you from that source. So my message to you, Team Mine, is to cherish your hobbies. These hobbies of ours do more than just entertain us. If you don't already have a hobby, try to pick up a hobby that makes you feel free, accomplished, and excited. Lastly, the next time you feel stressed out, I want you to look into the future. That next day where you face a different agenda with a new and exciting thing for you to do. While the present is most definitely important, the future is as equally important. Thank you.